From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. Israel's ambassador to Canada has issued a statement rejecting Ottawa's condemnation of Israel for failing to deliver humanitarian aid in Gaza. Ambassador Ido Mode is urging Canada to put more pressure on Hamas to release hostages and support a comprehensive framework to end the war. Mode's comments come after Prime Minister Mark Carney highlighted what he believes to be the Israeli government's failures in preventing a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has blamed Hamas for this week's breakdown in ceasefire talks, saying, quote, "I guess they want to die." And he noted the U.S. will explore additional ways to reach its goals alongside Israel. Reporter Shannon Kingston is in the U.S. State Department with the latest.
Now, when it comes to those alternative options for freeing the hostages inside of Gaza, one might be launching additional rescue operations, but those missions can be, and often are, very dangerous.
Some 50 hostages are expected in Gaza, but fewer than half are believed to still be alive. Their families say the non-stop, start-stop talks are excruciating to bear. Hudson's Bay has reached a deal to sell the leases of 6 store locations as part of its latest attempt to recoup money for its lenders and hundreds of creditors. Michelle Zadikian from the Canadian Press Business Desk says the Bay has sold 5 of the leases for $5 million to YM Incorporated, the owner of brands like Urban Planet, Blue Notes, West 49, and Susie Shear.
The leases stretch across Ontario, Manitoba, and Alberta. Separately, Ivanhoe Realties has agreed to pay $20,000 for a lease at Metrotown in Burnaby, BC.
Meanwhile, legal wrangling continues on work to close a deal to sell up to 25 other leases to BC billionaire Ruby Liu, who wants to start her own department store chain. The Canadian Nurses Association says it hopes the new United Team Canada approach from the premiers will lead to a harmonization of nursing licenses across the country. Dalhousie University political science professor Catherine Fearlbeck says it's no surprise healthcare has fallen off the agenda of the premiers.
I feel for these advocacy groups because how the heck do you try to push health on the agenda at this particular point in time, knowing that there is so much to be done, that there are so many problems?
The premiers said in a statement they are continuing to work on labor mobility in the healthcare fields. Automakers are pushing hard for in-car subscriptions for already built-in hardware and software, but it appears that customers aren't buying it. Subscriptions have become a growing obsession for many automakers, which see strong revenue potential from the reoccurring customer payments. But an S&P Global Mobility survey this month found the number of respondents who were willing to pay for connected services in their vehicle dropped to 68% this year, compared to 86% in 2024. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the American League leading Toronto Blue Jays look for their 7th win in 8 games when they continue a 4-game series in Detroit. The Jays won last night's opener 11-4. Toronto enters the game with a 61-42 record. Saskatchewan's Rough Riders are looking to create a little bit of room atop the CFL West Division standings when they host the Edmonton Elks tonight. The Rough Riders enter the game with a 5-1 record and can move a game ahead of Calgary with a victory. The CFL has issued a maximum fine against Hamilton defensive back Deshaun Amos for his hit last week on Ottawa quarterback Drew Brown. The most a player can be fined is half of his weekly game check, according to the league's collective bargaining agreement. But while Amos will be a little lighter in the pocketbook, he'll still be able to play on Sunday night when Hamilton visits the BC Lions. The Associated Press says the NFL is fining about 100 players and 24 club employees for violating league policy by selling Super Bowl tickets for above face value. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.